Okay, so this is like take number 10 on the beginner mobility warm-up. There's a lot of talking and I keep making mistakes, so we're going to go with this one. The mobility warm-up is probably the most important part of your workout. You want to have loose muscles, you want to be, have that heart rate up a little bit, you want to be warmed up and ready to go. You don't want to put yourself potentially at the risk of going in cold, pulling a muscle, injuring something, and then having to stop working out for a sustained period of time where you're not making any progress. So I know, when you're especially on a time crunch, you're going to the gym, you've only got a half hour, 45 minutes, you really want to get into the actual workout. You don't want to skip the mobility warm-up. You really want to make sure you do that. Or you're going to, over the long term, you're going to pay for it by potentially running into injuries and having mobility issues and whatnot. So what does the warm-up really consist of? What I want you to do is spend probably 12 to 15 minutes actually warming up. And that's going to be comprised of two parts. The first part, I want you to spend 3 to 5 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever it may be, just doing some light cardio work. If you're at a gym, that can be a brisk walk, light jog on a treadmill. That can be some elliptical work. If you're at home, you can a light jog. You can run in place, do some jumping jacks. We're not trying to get to a max heart rate. You're not sprinting or anything like that. We're just trying to get the blood flowing through the body, through your arms, through your legs, get the heart rate up a little bit, and get ready for the actual mobility drills that will then carry you into the workout. So once you've done that 4 or 5 minutes of the light cardio, then we're going to start doing some mobility drills. And for this video, we're just going to start from the bottom, work our way up. You can go the other direction. There's no right or wrong way to do it, as long as we're kind of covering all of the major joints and areas of the body to make sure we've done that the warm-up drills, and that you're ready to go. So I'm going to start with the legs, and we're just going to simply start walking down the floor, walking back. I'm going to do it mostly in place so that I'm not walking in and out of the camera shot, so that's why I'm not traveling too far. We're going to bring the leg up and have a slight squeeze at the top for just a half-second squeeze. Other side, other side. We're going to do about 12 to 15 of those. You're going to just keep walking down the floor, 12 to 15 each leg. Once you get through those, we're going to go behind, get some quad mobility warm-up going on, and you're going to come back and kick. You're trying to kick your glutes. If you can, and I know a lot of beginners, this is a hard thing to do because you really have to build up that mobility to be able to do this, but if you can, you're going to catch the foot, have a slight squeeze just so you feel a little stretch through the front of the quad, and set it back down just for a half second, down, half second, and down. If you can't do that, that's fine. Just kick as far as you can. You'll still feel a stretch through here, and you'll still be getting the body warmed up and ready to go. From there, and again on those 12 to 15 each way, both legs. So from there, we're going to bring the foot up. You're going to grab the bottom of your foot with your opposing hand and have a slight push down on the knee. Down. Again, other side. Catch. Slight push down on the knee. Slight push down on the other knee. So again, we're going to do that 12 to 15 times each side. So once we've done that, we're going to do a little bit of ankle mobility work as well. Surprising, to a lot of people is one of the limitations that you'll run into on a lot of different exercises, squats and deadlifts and so forth, is limitations in ankle mobility. So that's something you don't think of, but it can really limit your ability to do a lot of exercises. So we want to make sure we're ready there, and we're doing the mobility now and even some flexibility work on off days and whatnot. So to start working on the ankles, what we're going to do is you're going to walk on your heels. Same thing as the other exercises. 12 to 15 steps down the floor, back, each side. If you do a little more than that, it's not going to hurt you. And then once you've done those, on the heels, you're going to come up on your toes. And again, 12 to 15. You keep hearing me say that. You can even do a little more, go up to 20. It's fine. So once we've rolled through a little bit of that ankle work, I've got a chair here, so you're going to make sure you have a chair handy or something to help balance you. And we're going to do some leg swings. You're going to come up and back, up and back. You don't want to turn the hips out as you're doing it. You want to try to keep them squared and straight so that your legs coming straight up, straight back, straight up, straight back. 12 to 15. Switch legs. Do the same. Then we're going to come to the side. We're going to work on a little bit of mobility work for our adductors and abductors. So that's your leg coming out and coming back in. So again, I'm going to use my chair here so I don't tip over while I'm doing them. And I'm going to swing in and back out. Back in and back out. And while you're doing these, it can actually be a help to get a little bit more of that ankle work. If when I come out, I'm tilting my ankle out to the side, When I come in, I'm trying to actually scoop it in a little bit, like I'm, scooping something up with my foot. And back out. And back in, and back out. Good. From there, we're going to start into some of the upper body stuff. So we're going to start with the neck. We're going to do some neck rolls side to side. Again, we don't have a long, sustained stretch. Just rolling side to side. Get the trap muscles, the neck muscles loosened up and ready to go. So, you know the drill. Do about a dozen of these on each side. Okay, then we're going to come up and back with the arms. So you're going to come up. You should feel a stretch through the front here, through your chest, even a little bit in the lats, and you're going to come back. And again, so see my arms are back behind me. And each side, each end of the spectrum, you're going to have a slight pause at the top, a slight pause at the back, feel that stretch, slight pause, slight pause. Finish those up. You're going to come across the front, feel a little stretch through the back, then back out, the chest, back out. Make sure I don't whack the wall here. Back in, back out. And what's the number? 12 to 15 times. So now we're going to do some arm circles backward. And then we're going to do them forward. Last but not least, we're going to reach straight up so your arms are overhead. What you want to do is you want to keep your body straight up and down. You don't want to be bridging your back or leaning forward or anything like that. And you want to reach as far back with, I focus on the wrist. That's kind of the easiest way for me to think of, to make sure that I'm reaching back. My wrists and my elbows. I want my wrists and my elbows back, almost like there's a wall behind me, which you actually can do with the wall behind you. And you want to have your elbows and wrists sliding down the wall. Again, if you're currently limited in mobility, you're not going to be able to go that far back, and that's okay. You're going to work on them, and as you do them over the weeks and months, it'll start to get a little bit easier. And again, about 12 to 15 of those. So that's a good basic mobility warm-up. It's going to have you ready to work out. At this point, once you've gone through all of that, you should have a light sweat going, and you're actually ready to start the workout and minimize any risks of potential injuries and so forth.